I am in Margate. It took way less time than I expected. I forgot how close they are together. It's been a while since I've driven from Broadstairs to Margate, and actually they're pretty much on top of each other. So I'm here in plenty of time, which means we should be able to have a good old little, all the adjectives, loot hunt in Margate. The weather is calming down. It's still miserable. It's not quite as windy. It's not quite as wet. Still pretty grim. I need to go pay for parking, and then we can crack on with this. So I shall hopefully see you with some footage in Margate. Boom! So this is the first charity shop, loads of DVDs in this one. Start with The Boat That Rocked, really funny English comedy there. There's some good titles, City of God, recommend that if you haven't seen that before. I've heard Four Christmases is quite funny for a Christmas movie. Cinderella Story, Phone Booth, I think that's with Colin Farrell. Charlie Brooks Workout, probably need to start doing some of those maybe. Human Traffic I've never seen, I really should check that out at some point, I've heard good things about it. There's a series of Glee there. This one I'll pull out is called Chaos, and it's got Jason Statham and I believe Wesley Snipes in it as well, which sort of piqued my interest, but I'd imagine it's not amazing. Aragon's also on that shelf. I pulled this one out because I was interested to see what it was, but it's actually a triple feature, some old black and white movies. Black and white films is something I want to really get into. There's The Best of Soccer AM there, Sunshine, Danny Boyle film, The Grudge. And then this one I pull out is another episode of another Stargate DVD. We've seen so many of those on charity shop visits recently. The Impossible, that's that film about tsunami. Now this one I put out here, Moon 44, is one that really sort of piqued my interest because it looks very 50p Movie Club to me, doesn't it? I mean, there are no pictures of the film whatsoever. Future Sport there is one that is a future episode of 50p Movie Club potentially, if it's not already a really well-known film and I've just not seen it. Cliffhanger there, great movie, love that one. Classic of my childhood. This one here that I pull out is, of course, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, if you remember, we saw this in the last charity shop loot hunt. It was priced at £1.50. I do collect video game movies, as you know, so that would have been a good one to pick up. I don't actually have the first one in that series at all. Naked Gun, love the Naked Gun series. Just easy watching, spoofy, really fun. Leslie Nielsen's character is amazing in that. This one I pull out has got a very young-looking Brad Pitt in it. Didn't recognise the name of the film, but interesting to see him in it. I could see his head on the spine, that's why I pulled it out. Bridesmaids, Old School, just some popular comedy there. Got The Illusionist, that's the one I can never remember. The one that came out around the same time as The Prestige and is essentially the same thing. House at the End of the Street. I don't know if this is a remake or not. I've seen quite a few people posting about it recently. It's definitely one I probably need to check out at some point. But it is on a lot of streaming services. And as usual, can't get it back on the shelf. Small Soldiers, great kids film. Although it's debatable whether it is really a kids film. I do need to get that on Blu-ray at some point. Just as we go across, there's the American Pie usuals. So that was Margate, really a complete bust for footage. There wasn't a lot to film, it didn't look very attractive anyway. I couldn't really film in the charity shops because there was only two that I went in. Doesn't seem to be a lot of charity shops in Margate anymore. Unfortunately, the two bookshops I wanted to go to, which was one of the main reasons for going to Margate, so the pickups were a little bit different, were actually closed, which was a real shame. But this is a real big haul, actually. I spent £18. Good chunk of that was in CEX as expected, but got some really good deals in a couple of charity shops as well, which were cool. So looking forward to going through those with you. We'll explain some of them as well. Hopefully the image will be a little less grainy. I'm hoping that's got nothing to do with the rain. Hopefully the image will be a little less grainy when we get back. I actually spent £22, not 18. Don't know what I was talking about. So been a good day all in all. I am very soggy, very wet. Can't wait to get home. May end up doing this as one big video, who knows, but I will see you when I get back. Who knows? Bye. Didn't do any filming in Asda. I did go. I picked up a Halloween mask and some food, and that was it. There wasn't much in the way of Blu-rays. There was quite a bit of physical media, but didn't really feel like filming it. Also, I apparently just didn't press record in Poundland. I did a whole 2 rows worth of Blu-rays, picking out and pulling out different titles so that I could talk over the top of it and make this video a bit more interesting. And it turns out I wasn't recording the whole time, so I must have looked like a right old numpty. So the only footage you got was from the first of 2 charity shops I went into. They had so many DVDs, I couldn't believe it. What you saw was just a third of it. There was actually a whole other shelf, shelving unit, and there was a basket as well, one of these sort of tubs, which had all Blu-rays and DVDs in. I was looking through this and I was like, oh, there's some good titles, but they're all sort of individually priced, and I was like, oh, I can't really be bothered with this. And then I found one DVD that I was kind of umming and ahhing about. So I asked the girl behind the counter and I said to her, how much are your DVDs? And she said to me, they're 4 for £1. I was like, oh, that's interesting, because that means that if I find 4, that's 25p. So I can afford to take a chance on some of these movies, and it helps me add. You saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation, for example. It would help add some computer game movies to it. So I was like, excellent score. So I was rooting through the things, pulling out some DVDs, and then I got to the basket, which I hadn't looked at, and I was like, oh, and the Blu-rays included in that, thinking she was going to say no, they're individually priced, and she said yes, they are. So it was 4 DVDs and Blu-rays for £1. Unfortunately, the Blu-rays that they had in there were really not Blu-rays I was interested in. It was a lot of chick flicks, but there was one. So I'm quite pleased with this because it cost me 25p. So actually, I spent £2 in this shop, which means I came up with 8 titles, and 7 of them were DVDs. And I know what I said about DVDs, but the thing is, these are 25p a shot. So you'll see what I've got in a second, and I'll explain it as I go along. But for £4 I couldn't pass over these. I can afford to take a risk on something that's 25p. So let's see what I got. So in my pickup videos, in my last loot hunt video prior to this series, when I was in Canterbury, I said to you that I really liked picking up video game movies. So, and you might remember I picked up Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It was like £1.50, and I just said, look, as much as I like it, I don't want to pay £1.50 for a DVD in this age. And so, as you will have seen from the footage, Mortal Kombat Annihilation was there. The disc is in relatively good condition for 25p. I'll add this blockbuster sequel. Oh, the glare is so bad, sorry. I'll add this blockbuster sequel, or sequel to a blockbuster, which is very different, I guess, to the video game collection. Interestingly, I don't own the original movie, so I'm going to have to spend a bit more time looking out for that when I'm hunting in the future. I'd like it on Blu-ray. I don't know if it exists on Blu-ray, but I picked this up. Quite looking forward to watching this, actually, because I don't remember the sequel. I know the first one, I think it's one of the better movie tie-ins, actually, for sort of fighting game movies. But yeah, so I picked this up, 25p, not bad. Disc is all right. It's got the one of these old school chapter selection booklets in, which is always quite nice. So yeah, 25p. Add that to the video game collection. I might look for, the disc is okay. I might look, if I ever come across it again for a reasonable price, I might look for an upgrade. But actually, 25p, can't go wrong with that. So that was the first one. Second one I picked up, again, something we saw in Canterbury, but didn't want to take a risk on it at the price it was at, is Dead Rising Watchtower. So actually, there's another Dead Rising game. There is another Dead Rising movie which is available on Blu-ray, which I'm looking out for. I think this is on Blu-ray as well. But again, 25p, nice slipcover. Quite looking forward to watching this again, because I like, I'm a bit of a sucker for movie game tie-ins. They don't tend to be very good, but there you go. Trying to avoid that glare. Nice inside artwork, which is cool, and the DVD is in really good nick. So again, 25p, just improving upon that video game movie tie-in collection. So Dead Rising Watchtower. Now the next one I picked up, I'm not so sure about, but it's still video game based, and I thought, you know what, this is likely to be terrible, but I do a podcast about terrible movies that cost 50p. This one costs 25p and it's a terrible movie that is a video game tie-in. So not only will I add it to the collection, but it might be something that I bring before Mr. Keane. And that is Dead or Alive with Holly Valance in it. I think this is going to be absolutely terrible, but it is a video game tie-in. It was only 25p. I now have it. So what harm can it do? Again, this is another one where the disc is in really good condition. No extra stuff. Black case. But, you know, 25p. I mean, this is going to be awful, but it's worth a pump for 25p. I'll watch it. If I don't like it, I'll probably keep it anyway because it's a video game tie-in. But there you go. 25p. Can't go wrong with that. Now, the next one you saw in the footage. I spent a bit of time pulling it out. I decided to get it. And this was actually the one that sparked the conversation with the lady behind the till. So if I hadn't have seen this and been intrigued by it, I wouldn't have ever known about the great deal that was on. So that movie was Moon 44. Now, the reason I got this is because, A, it looks like a very 50p movie club movie, doesn't it? Let's be honest. B, it's got 44 in it, and 44 is one of my favourite numbers, because you have to have a favourite number, right? And it just sounds crazy. There's like no imagery from the film at all, and it's very budget title at home DVD. So what I was thinking I'm going to do with this is actually I'm going to do a reaction video on this because I just think it's crazy. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to record myself reacting to it. I'm going to put together a video, shove it up on this channel. It may even come before this pickup, so who knows. And then I will probably give the DVD away. So yeah, this is going to be for the first ever 50p Movie Club reaction video, I think. Or the second, actually. Second. I've got another one planned for the first one. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do a video on this. I have no idea. It sounds ridiculous. Multinational companies have taken control of the universe. I mean, what more do you need to know? So Moon 44, 25p. It'll get me a video and then I can just pass it on. So glad with this one. The next one I picked up, I've kind of got buyer's remorse over, actually. I don't know what to do with it. I picked up Night of the Living Dorks. I think I got a little bit carried away with the prices, thinking, you know what, I can pick up some 50p Movie Club-esque titles for half the price. This has got the tagline, imagine George A. Romero had directed American Pie. So this is Night of the Living Dorks. I don't know anything about this. I'm sure this is going to be like The Wanderers in the last video, where someone lets me know that actually this is like a cult movie and everybody's got the, you know, everybody knows this and it's really funny and it's excellent. But I've never heard of it. This looks like 50p Movie Club fodder to me. I might save it and watch it with Dave Keane. I might whack it into a reaction video. I might never watch it and just get rid of it. Who knows? But again, for 25p, I can take a little punt on it. It's got some stuff on the inside, which is nice, and the disc is in really good condition. So 25p, this is the problem. You see, I'm not buying DVDs when they're full price because I don't want DVDs, but when they're 25p, something happens to me, and it's a very similar story with the next one as well. So if you know me, you'll know that I am a big football fan and I'm a big wrestling fan. One thing wrestlers do is that they get to a point in their career where they all try acting. I guess because wrestling is, to a point, constant acting. You're always playing a character. It's not so common for footballers to transition that way. However, there is one footballer that has transitioned into acting and has had some sort of minor successes, and that is the ball grabber himself, Vinnie Jones. So when I saw this movie and he was the lead actor, and it features Michael Madsen, who featured in Amsterdam Heavy and was in it for about 5 seconds, you know, I thought, let's give this a go. And that is Strength and Honour. It's a it's a traveller fighting movie, essentially. So I don't know what this is going to be like. I had to pick it up because I really want to watch it, and I don't feel like it's something that's going to be on streaming services. Again, I'd imagine this is going to be one of those things that I say on video, and then you put in the comments and tell me it's on Amazon Prime and I could have watched it for free. But you know what? 25p is nearly free, and I've got a physical version of it. I don't know whether I might do a reaction video to this. I might save it for Dave Keane. Who knows? It's going in the pile for now. I'm intrigued by it. And again, nothing to shout about inside, but the disc is in good condition. So we'll give it a go. The final DVD I picked up has got 50p Movie Club written all over it. Yeah, Pablo's just scored. Woo! I've got the West Ham game on. I'm sorry. It's there in the background. We've just gone 2-0 up against Leicester. Fornals got a goal. He needs it. We're looking good. Leicester looked amazing last week against City, and we're wiping the floor with them. How exciting. Woo! 2-0 West Ham. Come on, you Irons. The final DVD I picked up in this haul, this £2 haul, had 50p Movie Club written all over it. I'd imagine that this film is probably one that I should know. It's got that feeling about it. But at the same time, it also looks terrible. It's got a very young Alicia Cuthbert in it, and that film is Airspeed. I mean, no idea what's going on here. No idea. I've no idea. I can't even read. I'm gonna scan read this, so I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. I'm just gonna quickly read it, and then I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so this is a moral tale about how, you know, having money is not everything, because this is the story of one 13-year-old girl who is travelling to meet her father on her own private jetliner, and something happens in mid-flight where everybody apart from her dies, and she's the only survivor on a flying plane, and there's several rescue attempts, and each of them fails. This sounds chaotically wonderful, which is why I picked it up. I do remember reading this in the shop, and I just thought to myself, you know what? Boom, let's do this. So this is a 25p, 50p Movie Club movie. This has 50p Movie Club written all over it. I won't be doing a reaction video to this. This will be definitely becoming a 50p Movie Club title, and I almost guarantee that my co-host has seen this now I've said that. But there you go, that was the final DVD from that haul. Those of you that can count will realise that that was actually 7 and I spent £2, which means that there must have been an 8th title, and that 8th title was in fact a Blu-ray. So I got a Blu-ray for 25p, and it is a Blu-ray that I have been meaning to pick up for a little while but do not own, and that is Drive featuring Ryan Gosling. I was so happy that this was in the Blu-ray collection, because there were easily 10 Blu-rays in that basket. Any one of them would have cost me 25p. Unfortunately, they were all crappy titles apart from this one, which is actually one that I wanted. So for 25p, I've added a Blu-ray to the collection that I wanted, and it is the disc is in almost mint condition. I doubt it's been watched, or maybe only watched once. So yeah, I get to add Drive to the collection for 25p. So even if I had bought, you know, even if I get rid of all the others and I never keep them and I never watch them, this alone is worth the £2, I think. And I actually got 7 other titles. So yeah, Drive, Blu-ray, boom. The next place that I went into was Poundland. And there was a wonderful bit of footage that I thought I'd recorded, but clearly I'd never actually pressed record on my phone. However, in Poundland, there were some pretty good titles, actually. There were a number of things I was contemplating, but I only walked away with one thing, and that is because it was a video game tie-in. It was Resident Evil. However, it was not Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich. I don't know how you say her name. It was actually an CGI animated one. So I picked up Resident Evil Vendetta. I did not even know this existed. I am really excited to get into this. I do have the other Resident Evil animated one on DVD, and it's really good. So I'm hoping this is in the same vein. I'm really excited to look at it. Obviously, this is actually new. It had the DVD, you know, strip along it, plastic, so it hadn't even been opened. It was not even a reconditioned one, which is really cool. 2-disc set as well, so it's got a bonus disc of extra stuff, and it's got a code. I mean, if you can read that and you want to download it, go for it, because I'm not in the habit for reselling these. So first come, first serve. If you want it, it's there. I'll hold it up for you. Please, by all means. But yeah, 2 discs. Brand new, £2, video game tie-in, animated. I'm actually really excited about this. I thought this was a great pickup, and I haven't seen it in any other Poundland. I'm sure it's on its way. That's normally the way that it happens. They normally get all the same copies of the same titles. But yeah, £2. I just wish I'd got the footage, because there was actually loads of stuff in there, and I can't remember any of them. So, did pick this up though. The final haul comes from CEX, which you saw no footage of, but here's a still picture of the front of the shop. But it's not a bad little CEX. I really like the staff in this shop, actually. They've been really helpful in the past when I've been picking up not Blu-rays, video games and stuff. And they've also let me return some stuff that I bought online to them that hasn't been up to standard, which has been really cool. So I have got a lot of time for this CEX. The only thing is it is incredibly small, which is why we didn't get any footage inside. Their Blu-ray collection was pretty good, and I did spend £18 in CEX. So £4 previously spent, £2 in Poundland, £2 in that charity for that massive charity shop haul. and I spent £18 in CEX. I bought £17.50 worth of Blu-ray, which we'll go through in a second, which meant I had a spare 50p. So I went to the 50p section. I actually spent a good bit of time rooting through it, and I found something that I'm not going to take to 50p Movie Club, but I'm going to do a reaction video to, and that is Blood Snow. Kids, weekend away, snowstorm. I think it's got the undead in it. I mean, what could go wrong? 50p. It's definitely got 50p Movie Club vibes to it. I'm going to do a reaction video to this. I'm not saving this for the podcast because I don't think it's worthy of a podcast episode, but I'm definitely going to do a reaction video. Blood Snow. It also raised my total up to £18, which is much more neat. I prefer that. So, an 8th DVD on this trip. I mean, the reality is I'm not going to keep all of these DVDs. Only the 3 comic book ones. The rest of them will probably be moved on once we've used them. But yeah, that's it. Blood Snow. Now, in terms of Blu-rays, keeping with the theme of this little trip to Margate, the first Blu-ray that I picked up, which was £1, is Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Now, there's a little bit of damage in this corner. It always seems to be this corner with Blu-rays. There's a little bit of damage in this, but this is a live-action Street Fighter, which I'm quite interested to watch. The original Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kylie Minogue is getting a steelbook release later this month, which I'm really excited about. I think I've probably missed the pre-order, so I'm probably not going to end up getting it. I desperately want that movie on Blu-ray because it's jokes. But yeah, it's getting a pre-order. But I thought I'd check this out for £1. It adds to the comic book collection. I'm interested to watch this. I might do a little review video of it once I've watched it. I probably won't do a reaction video because I just want to enjoy it and not think about reacting to it. But yeah, £1 adds to the video game collection. Really interested to see this. Excited about it. Good stuff. Next up in the haul, I wouldn't normally do this because it's way too early in the year to start thinking about it. But there are certain Christmas movies that I flipping love. I own them all on DVD at the moment because I have to have a copy of them. However, I am looking to upgrade as and when I see them. And one of those movies is Jingle All the Way. I don't know, this movie's so ridiculous, but I do really love it. I think it's awesome. So when I saw it, I think it was £4 actually, which is on the high end. But you know what? I need an upgrade of this. I'm so excited to have it. It's one of my go-to. I watch it every December. Normally when Emma's headed back to Ireland, just me and Bim sit down with, a warm cup of cocoa. It's not cocoa. It's never cocoa. It's normally a cold beer. We sit down and this is one of the movies we watch. I am so excited to have this on Blu-ray. There's not much in the way of special features. The box is in okay condition. I might probably going to replace it because, as always, the longer the CEX stickers stay on it, the harder they are to remove. So I probably will replace the case at some point. Disc is in really good condition. £4. I've upgraded. I'm very happy about this. This is a great Christmas film. Fun for all the family. It's got Arnie in it. Very pleased to have this. Do need to replace the case. £4. Jingle all the way. Next up in the Blu-rays. Now, I think we need to have a conversation because I need to know what you would have done. This film is being re-released this year, I hope. I don't know whether we'll see it because, of the whole pandemic thing. It might get pushed back till next year. But they've reshot it and I'm very excited for the remake because Jordan Peele is involved, I believe. And yes, Jordan Peele does horror very well. And this is a great horror film. Horror/slasher. And that is Candyman. Now, they had 2 copies of Candyman in this CEX. They had the copy that I bought, which is this one, which we'll talk about in a minute. And they also had the Arrow video copy. Now, the Arrow video copy was £10, which isn't bad for an Arrow video copy of anything. However, I think that the Arrow video copy should have had a slipcover. And the copy that was in CEX didn't. Also, it was £10 and this one was £6. I think in the long run, I'm probably going to regret not picking up the Arrow video copy of it because, the extras alone are worth the extra money. But I didn't really want to pay £10 for something that I thought might be incomplete. So I went for the £6 version because I want to watch this soon, just in case the new one does come out, because it's been a while since I've seen it. And I do need it in my collection. So yeah, I picked up this for £6. It's Candyman. I think this is the original Blu-ray release. So this is the one that came out first before Arrow got their boutique hands on it. Very excited to see this again. It's been a while. I think this movie is great. I really like it. If I can fit it in to all the chaos that I've got planned, I might do a review on this channel. But as you can see, it's in really good condition. There's no residue on this at all. Oh, there's a little bit at the top, but I can take that off quite easily. And if I can open it, there we go, the disc is inside. No extra gump or anything. In reality, I probably should have gone for the Arrow video one. But I didn't. I went for this one. Picked this up. Very excited to add it to the collection. More horror to go into the collection. In hindsight, I probably should have picked up the Arrow video copy, but I didn't. I went for this one. Very pleased to have it. Very pleased to put it in my collection. Cannot wait to watch it. £6. Candyman. So you may have heard me talk about this before on, you know, one of our live streams or on a podcast. But my wife, Emma, is an actor. She's done lots of Shakespeare stuff. She's a really good actor, actually. She's done lots of stuff on the stage. She does it as a hobby rather than as a career, but she's really good. She's played a number of different roles in Shakespeare plays and various other plays. And one of the first things I saw her in was she was playing Lady Macbeth in a production of Macbeth in Canterbury Castle, which was really cool. She was brilliant, because she is brilliant. But I'm not a massive Shakespeare fan. I find it hard to understand. I need to understand it more. However, I have got Coriolanus up there, the sort of copy that was set in sort of a modern era war, which I quite like, to be honest. It got panned by the critics. It's a bit, you know, it's a bit overblown, but I enjoyed it. And, you know, I feel like, for me, the most accessible version of things is film. Okay, I love films. So if I see something in film, I'm probably going to engage with it more. Now, I saw this Blu-ray for £3, and it's got Marion Cotillard in it, who I love, and it's also got Michael Fassbender in it. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, this wasn't as well received as it could have been, but I'm very intrigued to see this. So I picked up Macbeth. I've actually been wanting to see this since I saw it was released. I'm pretty sure this is on streaming services, but I think I'm going to benefit from having this in my collection. So it was £3. £3 is quite a lot for a risk, for a blind buy, but I am pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. It's got some good special features on it. And yeah, Fassbender and Cotillard are good actors, so it'll be interesting to see how they do this. It's one of the few Shakespeare ones that I understand the plot of as well, so that's always a positive. Got a really nice, this is actually a poster, I think, so I'm going to get that out and have a look at it in a minute. We'll look at the extras. Hang on a second, so I'll show you that. So we've got lobby cards, which is, I mean, it's really unusual for these to still be in here, actually. So we've got the 4 lobby cards there, which are really cool. Oh, it's not a poster, okay. We've got a Visit Scotland flyer telling you where all the locations that this film was filmed in, so that you can go and visit them. So maybe we'll use this for a future trip when we can get out and about a bit more. But that's quite nice as well. It's an additional extra. I thought it was a poster. I'm a little bit disappointed it's not, but it still has got the lobby cards in it. So yeah, £3. I'm actually really excited to see this. I just don't know when I'm going to see it, because I've got so much on the pile that I want to watch at the moment, and various different video projects going on, that I think this is probably going to slip down. But I've got it. So the next time, you know, I'm sure the runtime on this is probably... Oh, no, it's not. It's quite a short one, actually. 113 minutes. That's not too bad for a Shakespeare. Normally they go on and on. But yeah, Macbeth, £3, Blu-ray, lobby cards. And the final one I picked up, I'm really excited about. It was the 50p. It was the £1.50 that left me with that 50p to spend on Dead Snow. You can't see them anymore, because I don't think they're on this. No, they're not. I love the Lego movies. I had... You know, Lego was one of my go-to toys as a kid. I had loads of Lego up until about, you know, 5 or 6 years ago, where I shipped it on. It's just a great toy, but the Lego movies are just really good fun. My favourite is probably the Batman Lego movie. I'm hoping they're going to make another one of those soon. My least favourite is the Ninjago Lego movie, but that's probably because I don't relate to the content. Because I relate to the other childlike content, but just not the Ninjago, because it wasn't anything that I had when I was growing up. But I did pick up, because I haven't got it yet, Lego Movie Part 2. This is the... I'm very excited about this, because I don't think I have any other sing-along versions, but I have the sing-along version of the Lego Movie, the second part, which I don't know what that means, but hey, I like a good sing. There's not much to this. This is a no frills copy, really. There's there's deleted scenes and some, a making of featurette, but there's not a lot on it in terms of extra. It was more to sort of complete out the collection. Your standard blue disc, pretty no frills, but it was £1.50, and it means I've got all of them. And I am probably going to do a double header of the Lego movies. I'm also probably going to do a ranking the Lego movies video as well, because why not? There is one film that's similar to this that I want to track down, and that is the Duplo movie. No, not the Duplo movie, rather the Playmobil movie. I feel like Playmobil saw Lego do so well with the movie and thought, right, we've got a toy that we can tie in with this. Let's do a Playmobil movie. But I saw the trailer and I never saw it again. I'm pretty sure it went into production and it was produced and made, but I need to track it down, because I need to see it, because I've got a feeling it's going to be awful. But yeah, Lego Movie Part 2, £1.50, Blu-ray, sing-along edition, la 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 la. So that was my haul. I said I was going to drop the cash in Margate. I did drop the cash in Margate. I'm pretty sure that the Blu-ray, the DVDs were a mistake, but they were 25p each. That's what they worked out as. And the video game ones I will keep, and the others I will watch and pass on. If you are interested, if you're in the UK and you're interested in any of those 25p ones that are not the video game ones, if you're interested in any of the others, let me know. Put it in the comments below, and I will probably gladly send it on to you if you want them, once I've finished with them, obviously. So just let me know if you're interested in those. That's the end of this pickup video. That's the end of this loot haul collection. I will do another one in the coming months. I'm hoping to maybe squeeze one in when we're on holiday in November and see if I can get some footage together for that. But that largely depends on how tired we are and how much of a relaxation we want rather than just creating content. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched all 3, you get bonus kudos. I love you. You're great. If this is the only one you've watched, then thanks for watching. It was probably the most entertaining because I had the most to show at the end of it. I want to do more of these. There's other videos I want to do as well. Hopefully by the time you see this, there'll be a collection of different series on this channel for you to enjoy. If there's not, I'm sorry, I'm lazy. Like I said in the Canterbury video, I do these videos for me, but I really appreciate every one of you that watches. So if you are here for the first time, if you could hit the subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell, do a little dance, don't summon any demons, and I will see you next time. Bye!